In this session, I will discuss about characteristics, modulation and noise in laser diode. First of all, we will discuss about characteristics of laser. And here is a comparison between the LED and laser source. And first one is the output power. If we are comparing the output of LED and laser, we can find that the power of the output of the LED is lesser comparing to that of the laser. Here is a diagram, a characteristic that is showing the plot of light power against the current. You can see that the LED curve shows a linear variation of the output power with the current, but you can see that the power output of the laser diode moves in this way. You can see that this portion shows the spontaneous emission region and this is the stimulated emission region. You can see here that at a current of 100 milliampere, you can see that there is a drastic increase of current. There is a sudden increase of light output or light power for a small change in the current. So comparing to that of LED, the output power of the laser diode is very higher. But up to this point, up to this point, there is spontaneous emission occurs. So next is the spectral width. Usually the LED source spectral width is wider comparing to that of the laser spectral width. That means the frequency components in the LED spectrum is more comparing to that of the frequency components in the case of laser. You can see here that we have discussed in the previous sessions. You know that in the case of LED, it has got a shape like this. The spectrum of LED is like this. You can see here for different LEDs, the spectrum will go to different width. So here, if you are considering the SLD, you can see that the spectrum width will be like this, and in the case of laser, it will be like a point. It will be like a straight line. So that means that the number of frequency components in the case of laser is less comparing to the number of frequency components in the case of LED, and this shows the spectrum of incandescent lamp. It has a very wider spectral width. See, this is a plot against the output power versus wavelength. So next is this numerical aperture, and the numerical aperture of LED is larger comparing to that of the laser. That means laser has a small numerical aperture. Actually, in the case of a fiber, we have discussed that numerical aperture represents the light gathering capacity of a fiber. So the numerical aperture of a fiber describes the physical area that light must enter in order to propagate through the fiber. Similarly, in the case of, we can say that the numerical aperture of the light source actually describes the size of the output aperture of the light. See here, two sources, that is SLD, that means is semiconductor laser diode, and its aperture source aperture is shown like this, numerical aperture is shown like that, and in the case of LED, that is light emitting diode, the aperture, numerical aperture is like this. See, in the case of a fiber, when we are giving a, so if we are coupling a LED source with the fiber, you can see that some of the light input or some part of the light input is lost here, since its numerical aperture is wider, and you can see that laser has got a smaller numerical aperture, so it will be passes through the complete light output from the laser will passes through the fiber, so that a good output or will be obtained at the output of this fiber. So laser has a smaller numerical aperture comparing to that of the numerical aperture of LED. And next is the rise time. And in the case of LED, rise time is slower comparing to that of laser. And here the by using the laser source, we can achieve faster rise time. That means actually this rise time represents the time between the particular on and off sections of the source. See, actually, we can define it by the time taken by the source to reach 90% of the maximum power output from 10% of its maximum power output. Usually, it is related with the bandwidth, as bandwidth will be equal to 0.35 divided by T0, where T0 is the rise time. Actually, this rise time represents the speed of operation. How fast the source will attain its maximum value from its 10 percentage value. That is the term rise time represents. Okay. Next is the cost. When comparing the cost of these two structures, we can see that the LED has got a lesser cost comparing to that of the laser source. Also, the operation is easier in the case of LED, while in the case of the operation is very complicated. These all are the basic characteristics of the lasers. And next we will discuss about the modulation. Usually the lasers and LEDs used in the telecommunication applications are modulated using one of the following methods, and these methods are direct modulation methods and indirect external modulation. That means there are two types of modulation: direct modulation and external modulation. And the figure shows the two things. That means if figure above will shows the direct modulation scheme, and figure below shows the external modulation scheme. So, in the case of direct modulation, the output, we will modulate the current that drives the light sources. See, in the case of a laser diode, you know that, and we will give a current in order to provide recombination between the electrons and holes. So, in direct modulation, we will modulate that current that drives the light source. So, the output power of the device varies directly with the input drive current. See, here the figure shows, you can see that we are directly modulating this laser by using the electrical modulating signal. Basically, the electrical modulation signal is the drive current that we are applying to the laser source. So, based on the output received, we will if we are giving an input of 1, then output will be 1. If we will not give the drive current, then the output will be 0. So, we will we will modulate the laser source by using an external modulating signal. That means if we are directly modulating the laser itself by applying the electrical modulator signal, actually we are making changes in the drive current of the light source. So, at some points of the modulated signal, we will obtain the signal, and some other points there will not be any signal from the laser source. And in the case of external modulation scheme, you can see that there we will use an external modulator for modulation. That means we will give the modulating electrical modulating signal into the modulator, and also the laser output will be going to the modulator, and modulation process takes place inside this modulator. Based on the modulated signal, the output from the laser will be modified inside the modulator, and the modulated light output will be obtained. Usually the intensity, sometimes some of the intensity of the light may be varied by using the electrical modulating signal. So, in the case of external modulation, here external modulators are used. The output of the laser source is intensity modulator using external modulator, and a modulated signal is applied to the modulator. Next, we will discuss about the noise in laser, and the different types of noises in the lasers are modal noise, mode partition noise, and reflection noise. And modal noise actually represents fluctuations in the longitudinal modes of a laser diode, and mode partition noise is due to the intensity fluctuations in the longitudinal modes of a laser diode. Reflection noise reflection noise, light output gets, in the case of reflection noise, light output gets reflected back from the fiber joints into the laser. So, that light will be coupled with the lasing modes, and this will in turn changes the phase and generate the noise peaks. So, these are the noises in the case of laser. And there is another thing, that is amplified spontaneous emission noise. Actually, this noise is associated with the optical amplifiers, and this amplified spontaneous emission noise is represented by ASE. That means amplified spontaneous emission. Okay, so that is called amplified spontaneous emission noise. Basically, it is associated with the optical amplifiers, and this type of noise is generated due to the spontaneous recombination of electrons and holes in the amplifier medium. Actually, the structure of the amplifier is like that of a PN junction, and we will give a current in order to provide stimulated emission. So, this type of amplifier, that means this type of ASC, that is amplified spontaneous emission noise, is generated due to the spontaneous recombination of electron and holes in the amplifier medium, and this recombination gives rise to broad spectral background of photons that gets amplified along with the optical signal. We know that in the case of a PN junction, when the spontaneous emission occurs, the electrons will recombine with the holes, so that the energy of the energy will be lost in the form of photons. So that means there is a photon generation when recombination takes place. So this type of spontaneous emission produces this amplified spontaneous emission noises. So these noises will be amplified in the amplifier medium along with the original signal. So spontaneous emission noise in the amplifier means there is always some output even with no signal input. That means the output is due to some excitations of the ions in the fiber. And in suppose if you are taking the case of an erbium doped fiber amplifier, actually the amplifier section we will discuss in other modules. So we will discuss about the amplifier sections in detail in the other module. But so here we are for representing the amplified spontaneous emission noise. We are taking an amplifier of erbium doped fiber amplifier, and the output spectrum of the erbium doped amplifier is shown in the figure. See, here the first peak represents the pump signal given to the amplifier, and here this represents the spectrum of amplified spontaneous emission noise, and you can see that the original signal in the amplifier is this, and this ASC represents the noise in the amplifier. So actually this is a plot against the output power versus the wavelength. So we can say that the total optical field, actually if we are considering an amplifier, so the total optical field is the sum of the signal field Es and the spontaneous emission field of noise En. So noise figure of the optical amplifier is measured by the equation noise figure equal to power of amplified spontaneous emission noise, that is PASC divided by H nu G into B, where H is Planck's constant and nu is optical frequency, and G is the gain of the erbium doped fiber amplifier, and B is the optical bandwidth. So that's all about this topic.